proper miserable out there today. Oh, I don't know. I was going to do something on the naughty bench for you this morning, but obviously that's put paid to that, so I don't know what I'm going to do today for the 30-day challenge. It's scuppered me plans. Oh dear, we have a leak. So where's that coming from? The top part? To get the old candle wax out. I don't know if any of you lot know this little trick, but oh, let's see. I can't remember how to open it. Let's see how easy this is to get. You get the old well, these silly little candle things, and you basically rip the outer off. Might be too big. Oops, there. Yeah, you only have to get hold of it a little bit, then it'll just peel off like this. Look. So now you have your candle, and then what we do is rub it over the zips and everything. Well, I'll show you. All we do is this. And that should stop the leaks. And then if you see any other little bits on the seams, again, just rub the candle over it. You ain't going to do any harm. A little bit up here because I saw it coming in over there. Hopefully that's that sorted. Well, I might as well do it in here then, isn't it? This is going to be quite exciting. As I'm going to be taking you all out to lunch or a cup of coffee somewhere, I thought perhaps I should build or invent even a hybrid stove. I know it's a bit dodgy doing it in the cracks, but we're not going to light it in here. So I'm going to actually make two different stoves, okay, based on the same idea. And I'm going to pit it against the normal Fire Dragon with its normal fuel. So I'll get myself sorted and I'll be back to you in a moment. Those of you who've watched us frequently, you know I quite often like playing with the alcohol stove outside or making a cup of coffee out on the naughty bench. And I use what is my favourite stove for the quietness. I like my tranches and everything, but there's one, I can't remember where I saw it, that made me interested in it. I think it's probably Paul Messner, I'm not 100% sure. But it's a non-spill stove. So basically, it's this little thing here. So I can get that open. You can see that. And all this is like sponge. At the time I didn't know what it was. But you pour your alcohol into that. And obviously light it like you would a trangia. And things, if you tip it over, the fuel doesn't come out. So you don't set your tent on fire, etc. And I thought, I really like that, and this was about, I think about £14 with this little garden little stand, which was good. I thought that's good. It's called a Polymath Phantom. Okay, it comes with this little wind guard thing and the little stand, and I love it. It's not the quickest of stoves. It's not the best stove I've got. If you want to do a brew, it takes a while. It takes 6 or 7 minutes to make a coffee for me and the lady of the boat. So it ain't so bad. It's all right. But it got to me thinking, I thought, what on earth is that stuff that's in that stove? Can I find it? Can I make my own stoves? So, again, I'm not quite sure how I found this. I think I just put flame-proof foam or sponge or something like that. And I was also, at the same time, believe it or not, looking for a welder's mat. And have a guess what? It's a welder's mat. It's carbon felt. Let me just put this away down there. So what I've got is some carbon felt. Now this is quite strange, okay? Let me just have a little looky, because this is supposed to be 12 inches by 27 inches by 5mm. So 5mm thick it's supposed to be. So we're going to open this and just see, does this expand massively? It's going to be a bit odd, isn't it? Maybe I should get my pen knife in there, be a bit safer for me. It just seems like I can't believe that that's that size. See, it's not expanding. So I don't know. Oh, I just guess. Doesn't look 5. That, I'm not being funny, girls and boys. That is not 5mm thick, is it? That's the piss sake. So anyway, that's what we've got. Maybe it expands a bit once it gets sort of sorted, but we've got 2 of these, so that's all cool. So I thought, right, I can understand how to do this stuff. We'll leave this out for a bit and maybe it'll kind of uncompress itself, because that was an air sealed thing. But also, while I was looking up these stoves, I heard someone talking about ceramic wool, and they put it in you know, like these stone things you have when you're in a hotel outside, and there might be loads of glass beads and stuff in it and it's all on fire. Well, it's this stuff that's actually soaking up the fuel to put it on fire. Now this is quite thick, so I'm going to try it out of this as well, and that's why I've got the gloves, because this is a bit like fiberglass or the stuff you use, loft insulation, that kind of stuff. So we'll give that a go as well, and what we'll do is we'll pit it against the normal one. So I'm going to basically modify 2 of these stoves, and we'll pit it against these, which are the normal gel things, and we'll see which one burns the longest, basically. So I'm working out, what I'll do is I'll work out how much each of these costs, and I'll work out how much, say, 50ml or so of meths cost, and we'll see what gets, you know, well, we'll see, won't we? You know what I'm getting at. So let's start building these things, I guess. Right then, I've measured the dimensions of in here. Right there, if you're looking up there, looking over there, it's good, isn't it? And this is 20mm deep. So what I'm going to do is 70mm long as well. So this sheet is 30 odd millimeters. So I'll get 4 out of this lengthwise. So I'll cut it the 70, and then I'll cut it 20 deep like that, and then I'll just put the strips together, layer them on there. Different than the other stove. The other stove is just circular. I can't do that with that, obviously. I might try and well, I'll see what happens, won't I? But what we've got to do for now is cut a few strips of 20. So let's get my little scalpel out and hope these are sharp enough, and we'll do the job. Never done anything like this before, so I know that the felt has got to go on that line there, and two of those lines down is the 20mm. So I get to 20mm and 20mm. Oh no, there's 20mm. Nearly messed that up straight away, didn't I, girls and boys? There's not going to be an exact science to this, I guess. It's just going to be what it is. It'll be what it is. Alright, let's just see what happens. Just do it gently first, because I don't know what to expect. That seems to have cut okay. Right, there's one strip. I can go straight down another 20 here. This is a beauty using these cutting mats, because they're marked out in 10mm. Whoops a daisy. Getting a bit too fast for myself there, girls and boys. Slow down. Right, I should pull it up again and go from that big line again. I'll do another couple and hopefully that'll be enough. I don't know how many strips I'm going to need. So I'm just going to slow myself down this time a little bit. That last one I just did too fast. So I guess the technique is just to be gentle with it. Push down hard and just be gentle. Nice little gentle swipes. That seems to be working the best for this. There we go. We'll do one more, shall we? And that should be enough, hopefully, for one of the stoves. Again, nice and gentle. I guess if you have 3 or 4 bites at it, it'll do it. I am only just putting a very light amount of pressure on here, by the way, everybody. And there you go, there's 4. We'll see how that goes, shall we? So I don't know now whether to cut these in 70s or to just see if I can fashion it, doing it like this. I think you could just fashion it like that, to be honest. We'll see what happens. Now, you know what? I am going to cut these in 70mm strips. I just think it will work better. So I'm sure we can... well, I'll just cut them, won't I? No, I'll just cut them. I can speed this bit up because you know what I'm doing. Cutting 70mm, 70mm, blah, 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 blah. And then they'll all go in there, okay? So I'll speed this bit up. Might find a better way of doing it. I'm just going to put them together. It's quite slippy stuff, to be fair. So I'll do 2 at a time. Yes, that'll definitely be more accurate, definitely better doing it like that. There we are, that's them all cut up. Let's see how many I can fit in. I'll try and pack it as tight as I can. In fact, I reckon if I grab them all, do I? No, let's just get another one in there. I think that's pretty much it, girls and boys. What do you reckon? It's the right height and everything, isn't it? There you go. There you go. What I'm also going to do, which I didn't tell you, there's going to be a bonus at the end of this, by the way, because I have an idea about this stuff. I have an idea. And this might be something for the craftier type people who want some nice little candle light, let's just put it that way. So we might do something with that afterwards. Right, what we're going to also do is I'm actually going to replicate my polymath stove, because look what I got. I got just a few. These are just pots, so I'll grab one of these. And what we'll do, this I think this is 20mm high as well. Let me just have a little look at my notes. Yeah, 20mm high as well, and I can just do that in a strip. But what I'll do is I'll try and cut it the lengthways along here. Yeah, we'll try. I'll do that off camera. You know what I'm doing. I'm just going to cut a long strip of 70mm, so of 20mm wide. So when I've done that, I'll get back to you. There we go then. It took just 2 lengths of this at 20mm, and I rolled it up. So obviously I had to roll double. There it is, look. And that's it, so that's that stove done. So I actually prefer this in the polymath because it has a screw top. Whether it works as well is another issue. And of course, there is one major issue with this, there's no stand for it. But I have an idea for that, we'll get to that in a bit. Okay, the next stuff. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this, so you're just going to have to bear with me, but I know I am going to put my gloves on. Would you like an inspection, sir? Oh goodness, can't find the opening. Put a bit of hair around it. Or don't, because that's very 1970s. Oh, did I say that? Okay then. Okay, this is a sealed bag, which I suppose it was. Is it this other? No, there we go. There should be a couple of sheets in here, 3 or 4 sheets. 1, 2, 3 sheets. Let's take the middle one for good luck. because I'm like that, you know. Right, let's have a little measure first. I've got to put my glasses on. Gonna have to be careful about my eyes because of this stuff. Not quite sure how dangerous it is. Probably not that dangerous. That's pretty much 20 mil. That's good, isn't it? So let's get, I'll start with one of these little pots. Oops a daisy, excuse me. And I think the best thing for this is probably for me to just draw around it, innit? Or shall I wonder if I just do that. Yeah, do you see that, everybody? I've just made an indentation of the tin like that, and I think that I should just be able to cut it. Do you think? It's looking that way, isn't it? Of course, it's got a very funny texture to it. Oh, it's going away. Maybe I should do this. I don't know. Will this do it? Get it started? Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be accurate, does it? Seems to be going all the way through. It does. Bit iffy camera work, I'm afraid, but what can you do? I think that's done. Look! Simple as that! How cool is that? It's a little bit low, but I think that's good enough. And obviously it'll swell up a bit once you put some fuel in it. So that's stove number 2. So that's the 2 little round ones done. Now, the other one I am going to have to measure. Where's my measurements? And I will draw it. Then I'll just cut it out. So it's 35 by, well, there it is, look. Can you see that? Or should we show it to that one? There you go. Let's get me a pen of some sort. I'll find a pen, be back in a second. I think one of these will be just good enough. So if I just go to the corner here, take that as square. And we know it's 70. So I'm actually going to do it slightly over, okay? And we know it's 20 high. No, it's 35 wide, isn't it? Yes, 35 wide. So we'll do it to about there. Okay. Again, this doesn't have to be that accurate, to be fair. In fact, if I just close that. It is odd stuff, I have to say. Feels weird. I'm just going to dig in like this. Hopefully this is right and I haven't messed up my measurements. Right then, let's get another one of those stoves. Where did I put the other stove? Let's get one from out of here. And see if this fits. There we go. You've got to be happy with that, haven't we? Got to be happy with that. I'm quite pleased with myself, ladies and gentlemen. That's 4 stoves made, I guess. Do we test them in this episode or do we make you wait? I should just think about that for a moment. I'll see you in a minute. When I was speaking about these a moment ago, I did promise you, didn't I, to show you about a stand. Right, now these stoves, I'll just show you the packet. It's a Fire Dragon multi-fuel cooker. These in Go Outdoors or Ultimate Outdoors are £1.45 or something like that. I think I got them for $1.33 because I'm in a canoe club, so you get another 10% or whatever. But because these are so cheap, you can make them into a stand for these. So I'll show you what I've done. Let's take these out. All I've done is pull these edges down. Yeah, can you see that I've done that? So these are now, instead of it being a tray like that, they're flattened. And when you take the lid off this, it's an absolute perfect fit. And you put the little wind shield on. And there you are. You have your pan stand to put on top of there. Ingenious, I say, ingenious. There we go. Speak to you in a bit. It really is very windy out there at the moment. So I'm not sure whether we're going to be able to test these stoves. It wouldn't be a fair test because of the wind, because it's inconsistent. So, I'm not doing that very well. I did say earlier, didn't I, that I had a little bonus for you in this one? This might give you a clue. This is a lid. I'm just taking off the burrs. I made a hole in the lid. Do you know what it is yet? Now, if you're going to do this yourself, drill from the inside so that it pokes out here a little bit, because what we're going to do is I've cut a little strip of this stuff. This is the carbon felt, and we're going to see if this acts like a wick. Because if this acts like a wick, have a guess what? You've got an everlasting wick, pretty much. So I'm going to make a nice pretty little jar with some nice pebbles in it. So we've got some iridescent thingy-doo-dahs here. Different ones. Not sure what you can see there. I'm going to stick some of those in the jar. First of all, I'm going to put my glasses on and I'm going to just try and work out what size to do this. It's probably going to be that, and I probably want to turn. So that's probably okay, to be honest. And I'm just going to see if I can push it through. There we go, that's pushed through. It might be a bit thick, I don't know. We'll see when if it lights, won't we? Now what we're going to do, we're just going to sprinkle that in there. And I'll probably just need to, that'll probably be all right resting like that. Will it? Who knows? We're just going to bung some of these beads in. Just to give it a nice little look, eh? Try and put it either side of the wick. So the wick goes from side to side, I don't know. Who knows? It's just an idea to see if it works, really. A few more. I'll probably do. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some of this. This is pure bright lamp oil. Now you could put citronella in these if you're going to use it outside, I guess. So let's just pour a load in it and we'll see. Might not work. Might be a complete waste of time. That'll be enough. And I'll just add a few more for good luck. And now I guess we'll have to leave it for a while to see if capillary action works. I might just make sure I give it a little bit of a hand. Let's turn it so there's a little bit on here. That might just... Shall I do... No, I shan't be naughty. Shall I? You know, I'm tempted to just dip it in something. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to put a little bit in here and just dip the wick in that as well, the top bit. That'll just help it along. Yeah? There we go. I'm going to go and light this outside first, I think. I'll leave it for 10 or so minutes, let it soak up, if it does, because I don't know whether it will wick or not. And then if it looks safe and everything, we'll bring it inside and we'll leave it burning for a bit. See what happens. Bye. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit nervous about lighting this, because I still don't understand how the candle doesn't go straight down in to the rest of the fuel and just explode. We'll see what happens. Oh, see, it's very, very windy, so I'm still not sure about this. I have got a big bucket of water next to me just in case this goes wrong. So let's have a little look, shall we? You're supposed to be able to blow it straight out anyway, this stuff, so we'll see. Right, that's a light. Let's just see what happens. That's a big old flame, isn't it? Probably too big, so it's definitely an outdoor candle. It does seem to be working. There you go. I'm not recommending any of you make any of these. I just thought we'd see what happens. Now I'm going to see if I can just blow it out. There we go. And I will light it again and just see what happens. I'll keep an eye on it for a bit. I'm not going to bore you with it, and I'll let you know. As you can see, I've pulled the wick down a little bit because it was just too big, wasn't it? So that's not too bad. I'm just going to leave it running, as I say. I'll put a timer on it, see if I can leave it going for 15-20 minutes without any incidents, and then it should be all right, shouldn't it? Well, that candle has now been burning an hour, and it's really quite windproof, to be fair. So that's quite good. I have brought a couple of the stoves out. So I have brought out the carbon felt version and the ceramic wall version of these. And I've also brought out what I would say is a rival to the polymath one, which is the, well, carbon felt again. So I'm just going to light them just to see if everything lights, but I can't do the test. It's too windy, it wouldn't be fair. So have a guess what? If you want to see that proper test, you're going to have to subscribe, aren't you? You're going to have to like and subscribe, because the next couple of days look windy, so it's going to be a few more days before I can do a fair test. And I want to give it a proper fair test. So I want to do a ball test and a runtime test. And I have worked out how much one of those little gel tablets cost. And it would be 62 millilitres of meths cost the same. So we'll test it scientifically, sort of. Anyway, let's see if these light. It's really disappointing it's so windy, to be honest. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to give each one of these around 25 millilitres. I'm not going to fill them up. There is one concern I've got, which I'll just show you. On the tinned version, obviously no liquid can get out of this. So if I overfill it and there's some fluid in there, it'll just come over the top. Won't matter so much, but it won't drip down anywhere. I can kind of judge it easy enough. But these ones, these aren't actually sealed in here. There's gaps. I can't really show, but there's gaps in here. So if you put too much fluid in there, the likelihood is that the fluid will drip down onto whatever implement you've got underneath it. That could be the grass or whatever. That's probably going to set on fire. So I think you have to be careful how you fill them. I'm not sure, because I haven't tried it, have I? But so I'm going to give each one about 25 millilitres. So I know that that line there, the lowest line is 50 millilitres. So that's, I only want to give them a test. Yeah, so that's, oh bugger it, we'll do 50 millilitres. There we go. I'll show you me filling it, because you want to see it, don't you? So we'll just open it up a little bit. I'll just be a bit careful. Oops, I have dripped it everywhere, look. That's a disaster. Right, there's something I've learned there. When you're doing it with that ceramic wool, you have to do it a lot slower. So, because I know from filling up my polymath ones before, it's been easy. So I'll just do this one a little bit slower. This isn't the best container, to be honest with you. What do you call it? Whatever this is. Jug, because it doesn't pour well. So there we go. Again, I have spilt a little bit there, but whoops-a-daisy, nothing to worry about. Now this is the one I'm more confident with because, oh dear, this wind is really getting on my nerves. So this got 50 millilitres in. If I just take this out, because this is a container, this will probably work the best. Well, I know it's going to work the best because I reckon you can get about 80 millilitres in there at least. But we've got 50 and we'll see if they'll all light. You got your phone ready, Lee, for 999? I say this is just a light test to see if they work. I don't know where my lighter's gone now. Oh, it's down here. So we'll try this one first because we know that this is basically the rival to the polymath one. And there we go. That looks perfect to me. Let's just bring it a little bit closer. Okay, then we have, again, carbon felt. And this should be fine as well. Yeah, that all looks good. And now let's get the dodgy one. Let's just move this across a little bit. Put it that way. Let's just see if it's all in yet. Let's see if this one lights. Yep, that one's lit as well. Just turn that sideways, yeah? So they all work, everybody. Actually, I'm quite impressed with that. All good, eh? As I say, the ceramic wool one, you've got to be a lot more careful how you fill that. So I think ceramic wool would be better in the round containers because you can't lose any of the liquid. There we go. Right, the ceramic wool one over there stopped after about 5.5 minutes. And these two carbon felt ones, remember they're all the same amount of fuel in them. These two carbon felt ones are now done 8 minutes. And there's only 50 millilitres. I've worked out that 62 millilitres is the equivalent cost to one of the gel things that normally go in this. And they last, well, 5 to 8 minutes. We had one, it didn't even boil the water. I had to start again. Well, it didn't, we kind of said that's enough. But that only lasted 5 or 6 minutes in similar conditions to what we've got at the moment. So for these to last this long in these conditions, I think is mental. So we're nearly at 9 minutes now. So yeah, these are cheaper to run. These are cheaper to run. I've invented a beast. Well, that wasn't the most scientific of tests, but the winner, clearly, is this one. The one in a tin. Lee's got the lid to it, she's walked off with it. So this lasted almost 11 minutes on 50 millilitres. So this works out the cheapest way of doing it. Of course, you've got to take into consideration the felt, but I can probably make 10 of these stoves out of that amount of felt, maybe 15. So I might do that, and I might give some away. What do you think about that? Yeah. Anyway, I think you should be liking and thumbs up in that because of my efforts on this one, don't you? I think that was a good vlog. I enjoyed doing that as a nice test, and I'm obviously a brilliant inventor. So all this stuff, this other stuff, just as a side note, this doesn't burn at all. So it doesn't, apparently it doesn't deteriorate at all. This will probably deteriorate over time, but a long time. You're probably not going to notice. So not quite so keen on this stuff, to be honest with you. Not as good as I expected. I'm going to stick with me basically welding mats, and that works brilliant. So that's the end of this vlog. So yeah, like and subscribe and all that sort of stuff. Please share it. Yeah, share it with everyone. Make sure you do the notifications. And if you've enjoyed this one, perhaps you go and buy me a coffee and look at some of the exclusive stuff we're doing on there. It's not behind a paywall, excuse me. And have a guess what? See you the same time tomorrow. Bye. I didn't do the ceramic wool, did I? In its little pot. So again, this has been 50 millilitres. So is this now going to beat everything I just said? Is it going to contradict what I was saying? We're now at 7 minutes and 52 seconds. We're now at 8 minutes, just about now. Let's see how far this goes. I do believe this is winning now, isn't it? This is the beast of a stove. Is it going to get to 10 minutes on 50 millilitres of meths? I think it is. Just about. It's still just about alive.
They're still just about... Oh, yeah, it's still alive. Only just. We're going to call it at that. 10:30. That is the beast, everybody. Or the goat. It's the goat. Greatest of all time, I say. I tell you.